I grew up in Erie, Pennsylvania, went to Cathedral Prep High Schools and all boys Catholic school in Erie, Pennsylvania. And started playing football my sophomore year and had the opportunity to, because of my mentor, Tony Zambrowski, had the opportunity to go to the University of Notre Dame and play under Eric Parsegan and graduate from high school in 1966. So you can do the math and see how old I am. But I feel younger every week and had the opportunity to play 11 years in the National Football League, 7 with the Green Bay Packers. And that was kind of the transition. Vince died my rookie year. And he was already in Washington. A lot of you young people never heard of that, but some of you old folks know about the Packer history. And I played 7 years with Green Bay and had the opportunity to be traded and went to the Oakland Raiders and played for John Madden for 2 years. That was the epitome of my professional sports, to see how a professional team is really run. Then my last 2 years with the New York Giants. And I've experienced many injuries in the National Football League and playing football and just being active. And I've had 18 surgeries, probably 13 of them are football related. I've had every joint replaced, my knees, 3 hips, and my shoulders in the last five years. So I'm blessed to have that because I can get around and I'm not in a wheelchair like some of my friends are. But I've been in pain, most of my life. And so I look back at it, I kind of look at this analogy. In 1971, I was reborn again spiritually. And that was through a couple of friends of mine, the late Bart Starr and Carol Dale, who invited me to the chapel program in the National Football League. I think like a lot of people, maybe on this Zoom call, went to church all the time, know who God was, know who Jesus Christ was, try to be good, and I failed many times, and getting pretty frustrated with my faith. And a lot of my friends at Notre Dame were the same way, and other different faiths that I faced and that I got to know people. And through that chapel program in the National Football League, I came to know and understand what a personal relation with Jesus Christ was all about. And that light bulb went off for me. And I listened to that for about a year and understood that, I needed to make a choice and get off the fence. And I did that in June of 1971 at an FCA camp. And when I finally understood that God loved me unconditionally and that my performance was not based upon his love for me and it was unconditional, that was a light bulb for me. And I went back in my faith and it became alive. And I've been involved in that for a long time. And so this past 8 months, I kind of look at it this way. I've been reborn physically because of the X39 patch. And when Joe called me, I was a little taken back because when he called me, he says, "Mike, I'm not in pain anymore. Come on, Joe." He says, "No." I said, "Well, what's the deal?" And I've known Joe for a while. And, we've been through, my generation has been through a lot of network marketing. And so when he told me it was network marketing, I'm going to be very frank here. I turned it off. I said, I'm not interested. I don't have time. I'm in the ministry full time. I have Life McCoy Ministries, and my mission statement now is to reach students in Catholic schools with a message of faith, hope, and encouragement. We've been doing that for many years, and it's very rewarding for me. And God has opened that door because of my platform He has given me through Notre Dame NFL. It has nothing to do with me. It's all about God and the Holy Spirit. As he started talking about this patch that was patented, I said, okay, I understand science. And he kind of explained, and I was on a call with Carl, and he started talking about these copper peptides and all this stuff. And I said, okay, I'm not a scientist. I have a degree in economics, but don't let that fool you. I can't balance my checkbook. So I kind of listened. I said, okay, I'll try. And so I got the patches. I went for the diamond thing because I figured, what the heck, I'm going to need this stuff for a long time because I'm old. And Dave Schmidt says you need for every month, 10 years for every month. So I'm 77 months or 8 months. So I went for the diamond patch and got the patch, and I started wearing them. And my experience was kind of different than a lot of people. I actually got into pain more. And after about a month on the patch, my wrist was killing me. I had a lump on my wrist, and I had a ganglion cyst. My body was hurting, because I'm very active and I lift weights. I've lost a lot of weight the last 3 years. I'm around 305 pounds now, played around 285. And I was playing pickleball before the patch. And that was, pretty tough for me to get around, but I was doing it because I wanted to stay active. I want to go out in this life with feet first, not on a wheelchair first. And the Lord willing, that will happen. And so the first 3 months, it was like my body was going through withdrawal and in a lot of pain. And I was going to a chiropractor, trigger point therapist. It wasn't helping, but I kept at it because, Joe says, and Carl, you said, and Rich and Ginger. And, I do want to give a shout out to Ginger, Rich's wife, because she is incredible. and she's helped a lot of my downlines. So we talk about this team concept. And so after about 4 months, after about 3 months, after about 2 months, I just put the patch. I didn't know what to do. So I took the patch off my neck and I stuck it right on my wrist. And there was a lump there about 2 inches, and I had a ganglion cyst. And I just kept it on there for 2 days. So I didn't know what I was doing. And I'm going to tell you, after 2 days, the pain was gone. That was about a month and a half. So that's why I kind of stuck at it. And I'm going to tell you now, after 6 months, there's no lump, no ganglion cyst. And then all of a sudden, after my fourth or fifth month, the pain started to ease. I haven't been to a chiropractor in 5 or 6 weeks. I do like the trigger point therapist. I'm going to Myrna. She's also using the patch, and and the pain is about 90% less right now. I was in a lot of pain, and I'm just amazed at it. And a lot of people look at me and say, "Mike, you're looking younger." And about 5 weeks ago, I went to Legacy Weekend at University of Notre Dame, and Coach Freeman, the very first coach in Notre Dame history to invite the old guys back for a weekend. It's during the spring game, and we get a chance to meet with the team on Friday. And I was there last year. I was the same weight, lifting weights. And the only difference was I've been wearing the patch for like 8 months. And everybody came up and he said, "Mike, you're walking better. You look better." And I said, "Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much." And I've gotten that many, many times. And as some of you have done the math, I'm 75 years old. And my pickleball days are better. And I've been playing with a group of 65 and older in my little subdivision here. And before the patch, I played maybe 1 or 2 games. I had to sit down. I was so tired and in pain. As the patch started to work, after about 5 months, my energy level exploded. I said, "Wow." I mean, it was so noticeable. It was noticeable to the guys that I play with. We have a 65 and up group, and I'm the oldest guy. And now I'm playing 2 hours every Monday and Wednesday. And a lot of these guys say, "Mike, what did you do?" I said, "I just been wearing this patch, the X39. So I've got like 4 or 5 of them on the patch. Unfortunately, there's like 8 or 9 guys, and the other guys didn't do it, but I don't know why. Why? I have no idea why people don't even use this patch. And so my story is pain-free. When I heard David Schmidt talk about age reversal, I said, I could think maybe slowing the age process down a little bit. But I'm telling you, I'm starting to believe it. And, I know I'm not going to leave this earth alive, that's for sure, but at least I know where I'm going. But now the quality of life is outstanding. And a couple other things that happened to me is I don't know if you can see it online, but I'm getting some brown hair coming in on my eyelids. And I go to a barber shop, and she been cutting my hair for the last 4 or 5 months. And she said about 3 months ago, she said, "Mike, the little bald spot you have on the top, it's getting dull." And I said, "That's not good." She goes, "No, that's good." I said, "Why?" She says, "It means your hair's going to grow." I said, "Really?" And she knows that I was on the patch. And which reminds me, I got to get back to her. Let me write up. Let me write myself a little note here. And so 3 weeks ago, I went back in. She goes, "Mike, you have hair on the patch. You got this brown spot coming in. Your hair is fuller, and people have been noticing that." So it's really helped my quality of life. And I'm very, very busy because I do travel a lot. And this fall, I've sent out a lot of emails. I said, this X39 is going to help me to stay in my ministry, because physically it's very draining to travel and to speak in front of hundreds and hundreds of students and read the cards and get back. And those times in the fall and the spring when I do that, it's very, very physically taxing. But now I feel that I can do it for a long time. And so I thank God for that.